Hi, I'm Ryan F. Gassian, and in this video I'm going to be talking about Amazon and the effect the Trump administration has had on its market shares, and why that should concern us all. Now, if you've been listening to the news lately, you would know that Facebook has been in a lot of trouble. It was recently found to be working with Cambridge Analytica in stealing 50 million profiles, which Cambridge Analytica then used to help the Trump administration win the election. Now, why does this have to do with Amazon? It was recently reported in Axios that Donald Trump is far more obsessed with Amazon than he is with Facebook. Now, to be fair, that's not surprising. For example, we already know that Trump doesn't believe that Russia played any role in manipulating the US election. So it's not surprising that Trump doesn't take any of this issue seriously. But what should concern us is, why is he so preoccupied with Amazon? And this is not a small thing. Shortly after this report was published, Amazon's share dipped by 5%. Its market value went down by 30 million. That's not something to sneeze at. Now, why is this happening? Why does Trump hate Amazon so much? According to Axios, the reason why Trump doesn't like Amazon is because a lot of his friends in the developer business are losing money because apparently people aren't going to malls. Okay, so people would rather buy their products online. That's called capitalism. If someone sells a superior product and those who sell an inferior product go out of business, well, that's their fault. That's how capitalism works. You can't go after Amazon because your buddies in Wall Street or your buddies in development are losing money because they're the competition. You just can't do that. And he is thinking of going after them. He suggested using antitrust laws to go after Amazon. Now, maybe Amazon is too big. Maybe it should be broken down. But the reason for breaking it down isn't because Amazon is causing your friends to go out of business. Again, if your business cannot adapt to the changing market, then it should die. That is capitalism. If you believe in capitalism, you should have no problem with that. Now, there's another reason why Donald Trump doesn't like Amazon. Its CEO, Jeff Bezos, who also happens to be the owner of Washington Post. Now, as we know with Donald Trump, he doesn't like any media organization that posts anything unkind to him, even if it happens to be the facts. In fact, he hates the facts. He calls them fake news. So that might be another reason why he wants to go after Amazon. And again, so far it hasn't happened. And my guess is this is because the people who run the departments that have power over antitrust laws and make those kind of decisions, and they know if they ever went to court and tried to break up Amazon, Amazon would sue them. And Amazon has a lot of money. And he could very well make a case that this is a conflict of interest because Donald Trump, according to these reports, wants to get rid of Amazon, or at least wants to break it up, because his friends are losing money. And again, this has had effects on Amazon. As I reported in the beginning of the video, they lost 5% of their market shares. That's $30 million. And again, the president is supposed to serve the American people. He isn't supposed to be serving himself or his rich friends. He shouldn't be using his position of power to make his friends or himself rich. But of course, this is Trump, and he's been doing it from the beginning. Trump Hotel, he's not supposed to own that. The one in Washington, D.C., it says right in the release that a government employee cannot have ownership of that hotel. And yet, Trump is a government employee, and he has ownership. He's been doing this from the beginning. And people need to take actions. Now, you can argue whether or not this is legal. It's certainly shady, but I'm not a law professor. You can't allow this level of corruption to go on. It has an effect. If Trump can do it, what's to stop others from doing it? We have seen throughout his administration corruption after corruption after corruption. We just recently learned that Betsy DeVos, the Secretary of Education, recently gave 2 contracts to corporations, one of whom she had stocks in. These were debt collectors who collected student loans. And again, from what we know, they didn't have the greatest ratings. They had below average ratings. There's no reason why these corporations should have gotten the contracts. We can only conclude that she had some sort of relationship with them. Whether money was exchanged or a favor was made is hard to say, but it is definitely shady. And we're seeing this again and again and again in the Trump administration. And this is how democracies fall. This is how you get oligarchies. This is how you get dictatorships. You see this in developing countries all the time, and it has to stop. America's reputation is being destroyed. Trump is an employee to the American people. He is not in there to make himself rich. That's what he's doing, but he's not supposed to be doing that. And people need to stand up. Thank you for listening, and please help my channel by liking this video and subscribing. Oh, and visit my website at www.darknessinamerica.com to read my short stories about a future United States where people live in fear of inquisitors, telepathic assassins who police the populace for thought crimes.